Go ahead.
Now we're going to move on to the Q&A segment. As cultural coordinator, it is your responsibility to raise cultural awareness within APSA. With the wide variety of cultures within Asia and the Pacific Islands, how would you find the balance of representing all cultures equally?
First, to tackle that question, I think it's impossible to represent all cultures equally because there is a different amount of students that in our GBM that are from different cultures. But the way I would tackle this is, like I said, I would implement the WOW and I would introduce different cultures. An experience I had with presenting the cultural presentation, I was able to also incorporate Pacific Islander cultures and their etiquettes through my eating etiquette presentation. And a way I can do this is just provide more interactive activities that may come from different cultures and then have the students participate in these activities so that they can get a feel of what it's like to be in that culture.
For your second question, culture can be a sensitive topic depending on what is said and who hears it. If someone happens to find it offensive, even if you didn't intend to make it so, how would you resolve the problem?
First, I would apologize because I have done something wrong to their culture and to the person that I have offended. And I would also ask them how they would like their culture to be represented in the GBMs or just throughout the activities and events that APSA has to offer. And I would like to make sure that I won't make the same mistake again and to make sure that their culture is represented correctly. And first of all, I would probably approach them beforehand, before giving the presentation about their culture, so that I can see what I can do and what I can't do with their culture.
In your opinion, what is the difference between cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation? And to follow up with that, in addition, what is the difference between race and ethnicity?
I think cultural appropriation is when you're trying to be like a different culture, even though you're the majority, but you're trying to kind of accept the minority culture by pretending to be one of them. But cultural appreciation is when you actually appreciate the culture without any negative connotations to it and without trying to act in a certain way because you're approaching a different culture. And can you repeat the second part of the question?
Yes. What is the difference between race and ethnicity?
Ethnicity is what you are biologically born into, or the ethnicity is what you come from and basically the country and the culture you are from based on who you are biologically. And race is pretty much just, I think race is it's what you identify as. And depending on the culture, it's whether I'm Asian would be a race. It would be an ethnicity, but the race would be either Taiwanese or Korean and whatnot.
As cultural coordinator, you are required to appoint auxiliary heads and oversee them. How do you plan on appointing the heads and ensuring that the heads are comfortable with approaching you with issues or concerns?
I would plan ahead. I would definitely talk to the people that I see would be good potential heads for that auxiliary. And another way that I can keep connecting with them is by participating in these auxiliaries as often as I can and as often as possible so that they know that I am there for them and that I care for that auxiliary and that I want them to bring APSA a better sense of community.
There is a miscommunication between APSA's executive board and the APSA art heads. What will you do to fix this conflict?
I think that if there's a miscommunication between the executive board and the APSA heads, that would be the responsibility of the cultural coordinator. And as the cultural coordinator, I would have to resolve the conflicts with them myself before bringing anything into board and disrupting everyone else's duties. So I would approach them by first contacting with them one-on-one and seeing what their problem is with what board is doing that's not lining up with what they're doing.
And those are all the questions that we have, so thank you for your time.